So this week I was back on the overlap discussing West Ham, the relegation battle. If I would take 5 years in the Championship, if it meant going back to Upton Park, that area, and the FA Cup versus staying in the league, and all that and more. So do check this out. And let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments to this debate because I know it's going to be divisive.
You're obviously loving Spurs' demise. How worried are you? Because I think if Spurs weren't involved in this relegation fight, they feel like they're dominating all the headlines because you just cannot believe Spurs are there. You have been there a lot more, obviously, over the years in the Premier League. But it'd still be a huge thing, wouldn't it, for West Ham to drop out of the Premier League? How are you feeling about it? But is there also a little flip to it that obviously you're worried, you're nervous, but if you could stay up and Spurs went down, would that almost be like one of the greatest seasons of Premier League?
Yeah. Listen, it'd be absolutely brilliant. On the other hand, if we go down and we're the reason Spurs are still in the league, and we go down, that hurts even more. So it is worrying. I'm nervous. However, in terms of team-wise, I think Spurs are the worst team in the league right now. We're a lot better than them if you go on form. So I'm confident in that regard. And De Zerbi coming in, I think any manager, if they would have got Dyche, I'll probably be a little bit more worried. It's another roll of the dice. You know, there's a chance it can click. However, they're not built for this. You know, De Zerbi's not built for this. We've got people, we've got a manager that's been in this situation. We've got players that have been in this situation, fan bases. You know, we're experienced in this situation, unfortunately. But overall, if we was to go down, it'd be devastating. It'd be absolutely devastating, especially the situation we're in with the stadium. It's a lot of teams are going to come there. It's their cup final for us because it's a big stadium. But for us, we don't tend to enjoy it. The fan base isn't going to really make an atmosphere. So.
Well, you mentioned the stadium. It's an interesting one, that. And there's a lot being made, hasn't there, in the last couple of weeks about the stadium and the athletic stuff. And they wanted it for the, what was it, the athletics?
The World Championships, I believe.
Yeah, the World Championships. So there was a little bit of... Keely put a tweet out, didn't she? Having a little pop at West Ham. But a little scenario here. If you were to get relegated, would you take staying in the Championship for 5 seasons if it meant when you came back, you could go back to the Upton area?
100%. 100%. If you said 10 years, right, I would take it. Yeah, that would be a no-brainer. As much as like Premier League's great and all of that, look, we're not in danger of winning it anytime soon. But just to be able to enjoy going and watch my team again, that would be everything. I gave up my season ticket because I just don't like it over there. It's just not West.
Is it the actual? I mean, when I commentate there, it's probably the one I just say dislike's the worst, the wrong word. You're just so far away from the pitch. You feel you can't sort of see players at different times. What is it? Is it the atmosphere? Is it the area? Is it getting there? Is there no pubs around there? What? Because going to a game of football is not just about sitting in your seat, is it? It's the way you go, the people you meet, going for a drink before the game, after the game, the area it's in. What are the big things about it?
Yeah, so pretty much everything that you said. So it is the distance, although I was quite close to the pitch in my seat, but it feels like neutral ground. You know, you go in there, it's probably the only stadium where all the seats aren't coloured the team's colours, you know what I mean? The only stadium at that. Like you said, the walk-up, there's only one proper pub round there. A lot of it's all Westfields, very posh. There, we haven't got the old burger vans and stuff outside the stadium. It's very corporate. So everything in and around just don't feel West Ham.
It's the things they could do. You're talking about the burger van. I don't understand. Are they rules set in stone that you can't have it almost like an old-fashioned stadium? Or I don't know. Is the things the club could do?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky because we don't own the stadium, you know, and that goes to a lot of issues that we're having is we don't own the stadium. So it's the LLDC that own the stadium that make the money, and they go and all the vendors, you know, they'll sell it to the highest bidder. So you don't get the old boy who's selling the scarves and the badges and all of that. You're not going to get that. You're going to get all these corporate food places around there because that's the issue. As long as we don't own it, it's not our home. They realise they've made a bad deal. They don't want us there, and you can feel it. And now, like you said, this World Athletics thing coming up, they're wanting to boot us out for 3 weeks during the season. I'm glad we're sticking to our guns on that one. And like I said, Keely's saying that they'll win more medals than we've ever won. Well, we get like 50 or something for winning the cup, West Ham. So
You think there's any chance of them building a new stadium at all? Or is that gonna
well, yeah, I had this out with Simon Jordan. That went a bit mad over that because I said I hope that we can go get a new stadium, right? Which was ridiculous, outrageous for me to say. But we've got the land there. It depends. If we get, one of these Saudi owners or something can maybe come in and buy the stadium and either restructure, knock it down, rebuild, that would probably be the most likely thing, right? You'd have to have massive ambition. And it is very funny. The same people that said it was ridiculous for me to hope for a new stadium are now saying that Newcastle should go and knock down their stadium and get a new stadium. So I don't think it's complete fairy tale. But as fans, hope is everything. And that's the hope I have. I have to hold on to some hope that one day we can get a good match.
The thing you would say about the new stadium, we've both played at the old Upton Park, like it used to be quite intimidating for the keepers, especially the abuse used to get from behind the goal and is it, what's it called?
The chicken run.
The chicken run.
Yeah.
And over there, like it was a spicy sort of welcome you would get. But again, that's taken away. The new stadium, the fans are miles away. There's no intimidation for away
So many
players
season ticket
or
holders have been
fans.
lost, haven't they?
Yeah,
So
they
bad.
have. I think nearly 40,000 season ticket holders have been lost from when we had Upton Park to now. So from year on year, just walking away, and I know so many. And it's not because of success on the pitch. Maybe if we'd been winning trophies and that, people might stuck around long. But it is that enjoyment. And I think if we'd stayed at Upton Park, we'd probably been more successful. We was really good in that last season. And that advantage you spoke about, that cauldron, teams not wanting to come, I think we probably would have won more than just a Conference League, which I'm grateful for. But they talked about moving here for Champions League football and, eventually we're going to compete for the league. That's why we need to move to this stadium. And like I said, none of it come to fruition.
What I would say, one crumb of comfort for Dan before we move on, whatever, is I do think you'll stay up. I don't know why, I've just got a feeling that you've been in that position all season and you've got the manager, you said the players, they all know they're in that position, whereas Tottenham, for example, in free fall, I'm not saying they're going to go down.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've got a feeling about West Ham that they'll stay up.
Yeah, we've got Wolves next, and we play before them. So if we win that game, they drop in the bottom three, and that pressure could.
That is the worry. It's like if you drop in, then it might be one of those things with Spurs. If they drop in, then it all of a sudden kind of kicks in.
Yeah.
But it also
Panic
could be the
stations.
opposite, where it just goes.
We could relegate Spurs and win the FA Cup this year.
Do you want to go off
Let's
the
not
FA
think
Cup
about
or do you want to stay in?
It's such a tough one, but I lean towards the FA Cup. Winning that Conference League was amazing, but to win the FA Cup, we won it when it was a top trophy, when it was bigger than the league. When we was winning it back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So to win that trophy again, I think it's special to a lot of West Ham fans. So to have that moment of seeing us win it, to have the parade the next day in East London, I think as horrible as it would be playing Championship football in that stadium, I would sacrifice that for that moment of just having that FA Cup and the memories.
Because you were so close, weren't you, in 2006?
Yeah. That's still.
I did as much as I could to help you, but you still didn't take it.
You know what? I would love to beat Liverpool to win that FA Cup.
Oh, Liverpool?
Yeah, I would love to beat Liverpool.
Oh, you know what? I'd love to beat you again.
Right.
Right.
Getting out of the course.
Now,